Detective Goat had seen many crimes in the forest, but this one was different. Every day more animals came forward, claiming they had been tricked. Some lost their food, others their savings, and a few even lost their good reputation. The strange part was that no one had seen the culprit clearly. All they remembered were vague promises, smooth words, and vanishing shadows. Determined to uncover the truth, Detective Goat started his investigation. He visited the victims, listened carefully to their stories, and took notes. The patterns were clear. Whoever was behind this was intelligent, charming, and always disappeared before anyone could suspect a thing. The more he investigated, the more one name kept coming up: Wolf. Wolf was well known in the forest, not as a criminal but as a friendly, persuasive figure. He was always in the right place at the right time, offering help, advice, and even business opportunities. Yet, every deal he made left someone feeling empty-handed. When questioned, Wolf simply laughed and denied everything. "I just give good advice," he said. "If they make bad choices, that's not my fault." Detective Goat wasn't convinced. He followed Wolf from a distance, observing his movements. Everywhere Wolf went, someone ended up regretting a decision they made. Whether it was trading food, making a promise, or accepting a favor, Wolf always walked away with more than he should have. But there was no solid proof, nothing that could make an accusation stick. One evening, Detective Goat hid near the riverbank, where he heard Wolf was planning his next move. He watched as the cunning predator approached a young rabbit, speaking in a soft, reassuring voice. The rabbit's eyes lit up with excitement, nodding eagerly to whatever Wolf was saying. Then, just as Wolf was about to seal the deal, Detective Goat stepped forward. "Not this time," he thought. It was time to expose the truth. Detective Goat stepped out of the shadows, his sharp eyes locked onto Wolf. The young rabbit froze, ears twitching in confusion. Wolf, however, remained calm. A sly grin spread across his face as he turned to face the detective. "I've been watching you," Detective Goat said. "Everywhere you go, someone ends up tricked. They lose food, money, or trust, but you always walk away clean." Wolf chuckled, shaking his head. "Tricked? No, detective," he said smoothly. "I never force anyone to do anything. I simply offer opportunities." The crowd began to gather, murmuring among themselves. Some of them had fallen for Wolf's tricks before. Others had heard the stories. Now they wanted answers. Detective Goat stepped closer. "You make promises you don't keep. You sell dreams that aren't real. And when things fall apart, you disappear." Wolf sighed dramatically. "Is that a crime? I never steal. I never lie. I only say what others want to hear. If they choose to believe me, is that really my fault?" His golden eyes scanned the crowd. "Tell me, who among you didn't want to believe in something better? I gave you what you wanted: hope." Silence fell over the animals. Some lowered their heads, realizing the truth. Wolf hadn't forced them into anything. He had simply used their own desires against them. Detective Goat knew he couldn't arrest Wolf. But he also knew the forest would never look at him the same way again. Wolf smirked, sensing the shift. He had lost their trust. And for a trickster like him, that was the greatest punishment of all. Not all crimes are illegal, but they can still be harmful. Wolf never technically broke the law, but he still caused harm by manipulating others. This shows that just because something isn't illegal doesn't mean it's right. Deception often thrives on people's desires. Wolf succeeded because he told others what they wanted to hear. This highlights the danger of blindly believing promises that seem too good to be true. Trust, once broken, is hard to regain. Wolf's punishment wasn't jail, but the loss of his reputation. The story reminds us that trust is one of the most valuable things we have, and once lost, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. Personal responsibility matters. The victims played a role in their own downfall by believing in false promises without thinking critically. This teaches us to be cautious and take responsibility for our choices. Words can be as powerful as actions. Wolf never physically stole anything, yet he manipulated and controlled others through words alone. The story warns us to be wary of those who use charm and persuasion for their own gain. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to look forward to valuable lessons. Goodbye and see you again.